Welcome to the Waiting List podcast. Tell us a story.
It's like many things you start building from scratch.
And then I'm like, wait, I really do like watches because
you've seen so many watches that makes you excited.
I think I really do like watches.
Yeah. I think it's a great way to see if you are a watch enthusiast. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. This is part 2 of Chester's interview. And today we're going to focus on his watch collecting. So no more sad stories, right? Just his watch collecting. So lots of fun, I hope. If you haven't heard part 1 of this interview, I really strongly advise you to take the time to listen to it. It's very deep and meaningful, and it discusses some, I would say, sensitive topics that perhaps our friends would relate to. Yeah. So anyway, back to watch collecting. So how is it that through your childhood, or when actually did you come in contact with watches?
I used to spend some time living with my grandparents, my dad's side. And well, in the house there's like a grandfather clock, like an actual grandfather clock every other day. Then my grandpa will have to take back then I think it's like a big key.
Yeah.
To have to open the top window where the clock faces, and there's like a small little keyhole where you jam the key in there and wind the clock up.
Yeah. Where was this clock placed in the house?
In the living room.
In the living room. Okay.
Yeah. And
sorry to cut.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm trying to picture it.
Okay, so I had a clock in the living room.
Yeah.
It wasn't a grandfather clock, but it was kind of like the.
Is it cuckoo clock?
No, it's like the Atmos.
Oh
like
yeah, one of those
Atmos.
table clocks.
Yeah, it's a big one, right?
Yeah.
I used to look at that, and it must have had something, because I think it's like the most elegant thing ever, like gold and had this thing spinning at the bottom, and I thought, and it was just so legible.
Yeah, but then you always fascinate whenever it chimes, which is
Every hour?
I don't remember if it's every hour, but definitely remember it chimes around 6 in the evening. Somehow. I don't know how, but...
And you think that's how you got into watches? So when you saw that...
Well, you're fascinated, and then, I don't know, somehow, back then in China, there's a lot of, watch. I don't know back then if you call it authorized dealer or just shops with just a crap ton of watches, but definitely carries Citizen, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And they also sell stopwatches.
Okay.
And some pocket watches, I don't know why, like digital pocket watches. I think back then, like stopwatches by Casio. It's one of the coolest thing ever. I always wanted one, or like a pocket watch, until my mom told me, like, don't be stupid, nobody use pocket watches anymore. Fine. I think I was 4, 5.
Okay.
Wow.
And my mom told me that I used to dismantle a alarm clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
How?
Around 3 or 4.
I just want to say that you probably dismantled a lot of things, and to you, dismantling is a very loose term.
Yeah.
Maybe it was actually you destroyed it, because I can see,
Me too.
Well, no, according to my mom, I did not smash it onto the floor.
Did you use a hammer?
that was my next question.
No, I think I slowly rip everything apart.
Okay. Did you put it back together again? That's the key.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think you must have shoved it under the table.
I think if I can put it back, I'll be in the watchmaking industry right now.
But the thing is, okay, you were 4 then, but I mean, you've mentioned this point as well, Long. Like, you can buy one watch. It doesn't mean you're into watches, right? You can have this interest in watches. Again, it doesn't mean you're into watches. When did you actually start collecting watches? I don't think it's been that long, am I right?
No, it's about 2 years. Just growing up, you always should stop saying you. I always like mechanical parts, but I'm not an engineer, by the way. I definitely like robot cartoons, like giant robot cartoons. Yeah, I definitely like planes, fighter jets.
Yeah.
So I guess that carry on into whatever I can get my hands on. And just watches in many ways, it's very mechanical, except for the quads and the digital, the G-Shock and whatnot. It's very mechanical. You can hear the ticks and whatnot. That intrigues me.
Okay.
Okay. But where did you get that information about on watches? Standard stuff, or your information on what watches you're going to like, and what influenced you to What kind of
What
media?
influence?
Yeah.
I actually got my legitly got my mechanical watch on back in '06 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, was a back of was on a plane, and then back then all the Cathay Pacific before takeoff and landing, after landing they have this ball commercial. Back then they were advertising their tritium valve gas light, where there's a small valve of tritium and fluorescent material on every time indices. You don't need to light. You don't need to charge it with UV light. It will just light up in the dark. So I think that's like really cool, and you can go on for like 22 years.
You sound like a real sucker, man. Like for the most basic watch companies, just put some Loom on it. You still like Loom?
I still like
You
it.
still like
But
Loom.
he's
Don't
up-
tell me you don't like it.
But you know, okay. So Chester here, he has quite a significant collection in terms of quantity. You have like Vacheron, you have Lange, you have Patek, you have AP. So all those.
Lang & Haynes.
You've got Lang & Haynes, Urworks. You've also
Cartier.
got G-Shocks, Cartier, Tag Heuers.
Rolex.
Quite. Yeah. Do you want to keep
I
going?
feel like it's never ending.
Omegas,
Yeah.
right? But one kind of particular direction I've seen is that you're actually into, you know, the Godzillas, the Ultramans, and I know you personally still looking for the Zenith Lupin. You know, what is it about these Japanese characters that you find a particular affiliation with?
I grew up with them. I watched Ultraman when I was little.
So how little are we talking about?
Last week.
No. Starts to know the character when I was maybe around 5.
Okay, so this was back in when you were in China then?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And back then they still have one of the Hong Kong TV broadcaster called ATV. Back then they have this Ultraman Taro every Saturday, I believe, in the evening. They rerun it, but obviously Taro is from, if I'm not wrong, from the 70s. Yeah, it was a rerun. It's dubbed in Cantonese. So love it as a kid. You watch it, and also a lot. Anyway, I'm otaku, so I'm into a lot of animation.
Hang on, I think some people will need some clarification.
Yeah.
What
Geek.
is an otaku?
Geek, just
And where's
geek.
that term come from?
Just comes from Japan, where people into all sorts of like animation, whatnot. They just kind of stay at home and don't go out and
And
don't see the
games.
daylight, and games. Yeah.
And-
Is this like a Zainan?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. Is that the equivalent in Chinese, you say?
语杂种.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So not that hot with the girls.
Yeah.
Actually, not interested. Oh, yeah,
Being
interested in
despised by the girls, but now otaku is like a cool word.
Oh, okay.
girls. Yeah, they also love those girl anime characters.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and those
Okay.
game characters. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I just love giant robot.
I think there's an otaku in all of us, guy-wise anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But do you think more watch brands should do collabs with those kind of cartoons or?
I don't want it to be turning into a trend. I believe that obviously with lately the rainbow, almost every watch brand starting to bring out a rainbow version of the watch. Glashute.
Huh?
Glashute
Oh,
oregano.
yeah,
That was horrible.
Ruined my
Yeah.
day.
Sorry about that, Glashute. Like, I do love some of your stuff, but that was a big no. And
Yeah.
if that costs us sponsorship, well, so be it. But
And they're
watching
you have to be
me.
honest, right?
But come on, we're not sponsored by anybody.
I know we're not sponsored by anybody, but you know, it's fair cop, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we saw quite a few of those rainbows. But I don't know, like, what I think that has successfully done is they found something nostalgic to your childhood and used that emotional connection you have with this and obviously linked it with the watch. So obviously your watches are emotional anyway.
Yeah.
They've just made it probably 10 times stronger by doing that. And it's about, I think, finding these key touch points within their consumer on what were they doing when they're young. Okay, so like these characters, these cartoon characters, one actually, you know, obviously gaming is quite a big thing in Asian culture, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Something like that is also probably very attractive.
Gaming, I guess, is hard. Well, maybe for the next generation of watch collector or watch lover, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's hard. I don't know that. maybe because we're getting old, we have the nostalgic feeling of the memory from yesterday, from yesteryears. But it's hard in gaming. Somehow it doesn't tug the heartstring as much as those.
I think it depends. Like, okay, the other day, right? Well, just a few days ago, I was at karaoke, right? So I was at karaoke, and I hadn't had enough to drink to actually think that
Start
I
singing.
was Aaron Kwok or
Yeah.
Jackie, yeah, Zhang Xueyou, this kind of stuff, right? So there was an old like console there. Actually, it's not old console. It's like just a ROM thing, right? And then you had all the classic games. Like when I'm talking about classic games, Zelda, Super Mario Kart.
From
This was
from
SNES.
FC and
For the SNES. Yeah, Super Famicom. Yeah, Super Famicom.
Yeah, okay.
Right. And it was like Secret of Mana.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly. There are certain things.
For Nintendo,
Right.
if anybody's wondering.
I thought, whoa, this Mega Man, Kirby.
Mm.
Yeah, sorry, this is like all going over your head, isn't it?
Very old. Very old.
But I
used
have a
to
new
play-
Kirby on
games.
Switch.
You play games, right?
I played Captain America a lot.
What game is that? That's not
It
on
Game
was
Boy?
on Sega. And
On
then,
Sega?
Yeah,
No, I
and
don't
then
have a
on
Sega.
Nintendo, I used to play Street Fighter.
Oh,
I
Street
remember.
Fighter 2.
Yeah, I was playing Street
So
Fighter with
good.
Alex, yeah, absolutely
So
kicking his
good.
ass.
Who did you choose? Like which character?
I was choosing all the characters that he was choosing and losing to me.
Oh
so
my
if I
God.
fought with me, I'd use that character next, and then I'd use that character
I
next.
love the Indian guy with the long limbs.
The Darthling?
Dalton.
Yeah.
Do you know what he actually said to me? He goes, "How are you doing this fireball?" And you're like half telling him because you
Yeah.
don't want him to do the
Yeah.
fireball on you, right? any kind
Quarter
of.
circle forward.
But it was just so nostalgic, and I was just kicking his ass. It was just really fun.
Oh, you're gonna say things out of you bring out of context. So nostalgic that you're kicking his ass. It sounds like you have been always kicking his ass.
No, but I mean, like, Street Fighter is about kicking people's ass.
Well, yeah, the name entails street fighting.
But I think, we just had a little laugh over that. That proved my
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
That there is how the watch brands do that, I don't know. But
Yeah.
it's about finding certain touch points. And since Asia is the biggest watch industry, watch consumer, right? I think it's really key. It's the Lupin. You pine for it right now, right?
Yeah.
I know that the Tintin, the Ultraman have a really special place in your heart, right?
Yeah.
So it's just something that I know when I look at your collection, those are definitely not moving.
And also whatever my mom gave it to me as a present.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Right. So just a general term, I guess I'll just put this onto the floor. Like, what do you think watch brands could do better actually generally in the industry? Maybe targeted for the like Asian side, Chinese side, or you can, if you want to say global, that's fine.
I guess. Well,
Oh,
why don't you go first?
Man, I don't feel like you need to make something for Asians. I think we're not like. I know this is the wrong word, but I like to think they assume like we're not so sophisticated. So let's do something with the red hand or whatever. Please, we've gone
yeah,
past
especially
that.
with like all the fashion brand, not
Yeah.
only limited to watch brand. Oh, it's
Everything.
year of the red. Let's put some red and let's
Yeah.
put some red on the handbag. Chinese
Yeah,
cycle
or
will buy
like
it.
dragon, panda, whatever. Although I do think some of the Richard Mills, nice.
Okay.
But
I think you're
it's just like
you're the only one here on this table.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
just like
Have you
stick
got
to
one?
the classics. What, the panda?
Yeah.
No, of
Exactly.
course not. Yeah, but
But that shit does actually work.
it
Otherwise, they wouldn't keep
works.
doing it.
Yeah, but it's just
Yeah.
like, come on, be a bit more.
I mean, Chinese
creative,
people
right?
stand the fuck up. Start saying no to those shit.
Yeah, it's like imagine we made something and we added a cheese on it, like a logo of like a cheese, pizza, burger, fries. Like, come on, right? Like, hey, we made you some T-shirts with fries on it.
It's like, hey, it's an hour hand,
Yeah.
but we replace it with a plate of spaghetti bolognese. Buy it.
Yeah, do you know what? If this podcast ever goes anywhere, and we make Wasting This Podcast T-shirts,
Yeah.
that's what's going to go on. That burger.
Why not?
Yeah, I wasn't actually specifically saying like Chinese targeted products. I meant how could the industry just improve in that market?
I just think that
Communication or
I
product
think
or-
brands are waking up somehow, looking at what they've been doing lately in China. Not naming names. not giving props just yet.
So how would you say? Okay, don't without naming names. What have they done that has been good?
They just hire KOLs. Actually, they hire, but I think it's not enough. They should really invest it into social media and actually hire. Well, not even hire people, just talk more to people, like what they actually like, and actually talk more than just what they like and talk into their personal life. If they give a damn. But since you spend so much on marketing, why won't you give a damn?
Yeah, I mean, this is something that I just spoke to you. I was on the way into this in this recording studio,
Quote unquote.
yeah, quote unquote, which is, should watch brands really listen to the watch community, like the watch collectors? Should they be?
Not all. Not all. I would say not all,
Yeah.
but it's okay to collect information and just bring. Not saying that movement-wise or whatnot, but that's like a certain elements of what actually tugs the heartstring. Just put a little bit in it.
This is actually like an area which I think you could really excel in, though, like, because you're such a rare breed that actually knows watches. You know actually what is going to work, like which part does tug, which part doesn't tug.
But
I do think you do.
Okay, let's say we use Chester as an example,
Yeah,
right?
sure, yeah.
And let's say we even talk about AP. I don't think Chester's going to care that AP keeps giving him a free dinner, let's say, right?
Yep.
He's like, please show me what's on the lineup. Give me time to look at the watches without people disturbing me. And can I even buy these watches? He's not concerned about sit-down dinners and presentations, right? But then a lot of people are. A lot of people will get sold because they sat down with X, Y, and Z.
Well, because they feel like that's them being valued at.
Yeah. So then what you should do is you compile a list or you look at your database and you start to categorize them. And
Categorize.
yeah. And you really have to go deep. And that requires you to have conversations with them first.
So sorry to
Yeah.
categorize.
Yeah.
Why is that important? Why do you need to categorize them? Like, you said that for a reason.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, then, okay, because everyone can eventually save up and get the watch, right? So it's not about the money, but then it's
you're right,
the spending power, like how loose are they with their money? So what can you do to, like you said, tug on the heartstrings, right? Some people just want to feel like the king. So then you put them into that category. And then people like Chester, I would say, like, it's about mutual respect. You respect me as a customer, and I will also support you. But you got to ask me the right questions and respect me first, right? So I think there are very different customers.
I agree. I totally agree with the categorization. But I think it has to be more. The purpose of that is that, like you said, there are some people which will thrive in an event dinner, and there's quite a lot of collectors that don't even like that shit.
Yeah.
Right? They shouldn't be invited to it. It's not going to actually make them feel better. Some actually might feel like you're just using me, right? Yeah. I know particularly like you, Long, you're quite, you actually do like to have that solo time with the watches.
Yeah.
You don't really want to do that social thing with the thing. And sometimes you might feel you have to show up to support the brand so that maybe in the future you can get your piece, but you don't actually like it, right?
And for me personally, I'm okay with, you know, we have a good chat or whatnot. Even on the reverse, I'll buy you dinner. I wouldn't mind it. Buy me dinner and sit. But in exchange, you slip me a little bit of information. You don't have to slip me everything and let me make a better, more educated decision and make an educated guess if I want a piece or not.
Yeah, that's a really good point. An educated decision.
Yeah, that's why I think people that receive this information, they don't receive it in the same way. Like, they have to open up selective channels. Okay, this is the way to communicate with this type of client. This is how to do it with this type of client.
Yeah.
Rather than, okay, all these people buy watches, let's stick them in the room and have dinner.
But then, if they do what we discuss about, their marketing budget is going to go through the roof.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't know. True marketing, true innovation in marketing, most of the time doesn't cost a lot.
But,
maybe in the beginning, but when you push up to like push it down into the group, I don't know. I haven't done it, so I cannot make a comment on that.
I would say, through my limited experience of dealing with people in the watch industry, there's just not enough people that actually know what collectors think.
That's true.
Yeah.
They
Sure.
actually have no clue because they don't collect watches.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they had the financial resources,
Mm-hmm.
they still wouldn't be collecting watches, right? So it's really hard to, and yet you might be in charge of marketing. I'm not okay. I'm going to put it out there. I'm not naming any specific person here, right? But I'm just saying that that's how I feel, right? I'm like, so you guys know, I'm super passionate about watches. I just want more people to get into watches, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I just feel very frustrated when there's good opportunity to get more people into watches, and it's not taken up, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, back to your collection. Got kind of like sidetracked there.
We digress.
But we went through the whole Japanese cartoon characters. Another thing that you've kind of got a flavor for in your collection is space, right? What is it about space?
Don't know. Again, goes back to my childhood. You always look up and wonder. On this aspect, I'm very not touching the ground. Not touching the ground. Even when I was young, I just look up to the sky. What's up there? What's up there? What's out there? I don't really care what really happens on Earth.
Was that your way to escape, like reality?
Sounds like it's taken from a movie, that
Yeah,
phrase,
I
right?
know.
Sounds like Gattaca.
It's so interesting.
What I say?
What you just said about Gattaca. Have you seen Gattaca?
No, I know it's on my. I gotta watch.
You gotta watch this, right? Oh, it's really hard to tell you, but I will say it then. But
Yeah.
the main character, looks
Uh-huh.
up to the sky and basically just says what you just said. That he had a disdain for his life and he just wanted to know what was out there. And it just, yeah.
I mean, other than the obvious silence and death in the universe, before you hit another planet that has life. But anyway, yeah, outside we know so little about our own ocean, what's in it,
Yeah.
and also we don't know enough what's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are so petty every day that we're trying to fight against each other, regardless of the level of the fighting. It's ridiculous. Even when I was young, I just found it stupid.
Right. So you kind of, looking up there gave you a sense of peace.
Sense of wondering. I won't necessarily call it quick pitch. It's just sense of wondering. I guess that goes back to the last episode where I just say that I don't really care for competitions.
Yeah.
Okay, if aliens were real, do you think aliens would be a superior breed
They would-
species?
Well, if we know them and they're real, they'd definitely be superior. That definitely won't come to Earth. They're like, this is a sphere of shit show. Yeah, we're not gonna come down here. We're not gonna poison ourselves.
But we
Good,
have
it's a good point.
sashimi.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Sashimi.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably take all the good
Sushi.
shit and then fuck
Yeah.
off, won't they?
There's no good shit. I don't think there will be good shit if they can travel here.
Anyway, we're talking about these
Yeah.
space watches, right? And what I mean by space watches, can you name a few that he's got? I would say the Eurowork, UR100, quite spacey. Plus, you
Yeah.
had that Live Long and Prosper, taken from Star Wars. I got you there, Star Trek.
Tintin.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the Tintin,
Tintin,
Speedy. You got the
Ultraman.
Ultraman. What other space stuff have you got? Is that it?
Well, even looking around our recording studio,
Yeah.
right? He has paintings.
Actually, yeah, straight up there. There's 3
Yeah.
paintings of astronauts. Anyway, what's your favorite piece?
Favorite
Long,
piece
you can't
right
say
now.
anything.
Yeah, I
right
know.
now.
I'm just it's hard.
It's like anything with go in my
Yeah.
collection. Long likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite piece. Category wise.
No,
No?
You just gotta think. You can only have one watch for the rest of your life. Yeah, because I'm you better name the right one.
Calm down, Long. One watch. Oh, one watch. I might go
Yeah.
back to my Ball Engineer 300.
Okay, why?
A bit of do.
Oh, Long's really not
Very
happy.
disappointed.
No, but
Yeah.
if you only have one watch, I need to consider all the situation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that thing.
And Long still doesn't agree.
Yeah.
Long's
You
face,
only
look
live
at-
once.
I wish this part of the podcast was actually had video. Did you see Long's face? She is screwed up.
It's like a dry prune. Everything's just
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
So the ball. Okay, so you say you need that flexibility. I personally don't even agree with that. But why? Is it just because it was simply your first watch?
No, it was just in case there's an emergency
Yeah.
or whatnot. That thing will survive.
And he will beat the
Compared
shit
to-
out of everyone that comes his way. I'll take the Lang & Haynes.
Oh yeah, you
Because
like that one.
it's timeless for me.
For me, it's got to be the Lumen.
Yeah, I know.
Langan One Lumen. Oh my god, what a piece! Me just talking about it gives me the goosebumps. I love it, man. Absolutely love that piece. I gotta own it one day.
Oh, there's also the site work. Okay, never mind. Langenhains.
Are you sticking with Langan Haines?
Yeah.
100% sure?
Yeah, because I can see myself wearing it when I'm 80. In a
the
floral
side,
dress.
The side where you can wear it, man.
Yeah. The
Well, you're not
Langenhains
gonna
when
take
I'm
a crash.
80.
Yeah, we'll have a crash.
Yeah,
gonna
but
take
the
the crash.
Langenhains for me is just... It's interesting. Like, it's really mesmerizing for me when you turn it
Okay.
around and everything.
Okay.
No,
Well,
I think just the Langenhains and the fact that not a lot of people know about it yet.
Okay.
And you can watch the brand
Why would
grow.
you not take my watch, man?
I would take the Datograph, actually.
No,
pla-
the Langan Lumen.
No, it's too, like,
Too big?
trendy for me.
They're too fashionable.
Yeah.
All right, get out of here. Don't like you anymore.
she's a classy kind of
Yeah,
gal.
classy.
What are you trying to say? I'm non-classy.
You're
Is that what you're trying to say?
trashy.
Okay, thanks, Long. Thanks. Right. All right, next episode, Long suddenly disappears.
I've been eyeing her spot for a long time now.
So, apart from watches,
Yeah.
also know you collect, well, a crap ton of shit.
Yeah.
Art,
A crap ton of shit,
pens,
a shit ton of shit.
like alcohol, cigars,
Cups.
Cups. I
Didn't
don't
you
know.
have
collect
very
like
cool
those
cups.
chopsticks at one point?
And you
right?
have, like,
No,
great
chopsticks is
kitchen
personal.
utensils.
Okay. Actually, I just realized anything that requires money expense, you like. But anyway, let's just focus on the comics.
Yeah.
Is that anything different, or even the other types of your collecting, watch art? How's that different to watch collecting? Do you think?
What do you mean?
Well, you collect. Obviously, I know I'm very familiar to watch collecting. How you look for the pieces, how you source for the pieces, you know, where the information is, what I like. Yeah. Is that any different when it comes to pens or comics?
Pens is just collecting what I like. I just think it's fascinating. Well, fascinating to a certain extent, because after all, pen is pen. Anything on the shaft of the pen is just artwork. Just how the people interpret it, whatever they envision. It's
Okay.
on the pen.
Okay.
So
What about comics then?
comics, I just read whatever I grew up liking.
Okay, so
Yeah,
for
I
the
collect.
audience-
I collect mostly. Well, I don't anymore. But back then, I buy like shit ton of not vintage, new comics from from DC. So a lot of Superman, Batman,
Right.
Very cool.
all those.
Yeah, you're so into this. You know, actually, I know you're into games as
Yeah.
well, but so into these cartoon characters or kind of man-made fantasy super
Yeah.
people.
In a way, it was created to be a symbol of what a human being should be behaving, or the best part of human being,
Okay.
human nature, should I
Right.
say?
Batman's a bit dark.
Well, no, I'm not saying that he's the best part of human nature. He's a psycho. I'm just saying, well, like Superman,
Yeah.
or even Green Lantern. Green Lantern it's a symbol of will. Yeah,
You're going. You actually even know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, I've watched this stuff. I haven't read it for sure.
Okay.
But I knew they never just dreamt up these characters. There's a lot of human traits and behavior.
yeah.
they were trying to
For
teach.
Superman,
Yeah.
it's actually created by a pair of Jewish immigrant brothers. That I get. Well, I don't know. They have since passed on for many years. But I suppose when they created Superman, they were just trying to highlight what an example of an immigrant that's just came into a new country should be behaving, right? Or their envision of a perfect American. As American is by big part an immigrant,
Yeah.
immigrants
Yeah.
from other parts of the world. Anyway,
Not anymore.
well,
So, out of all these things you collect, is watch collecting where you're most passionate about, or not?
yeah, till now, yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Because it's so different of how every brand or even every watchmaker interpreted the watch.
Do you feel also that passion has increased because of a watch community, or not? It wouldn't have really affected you.
Watch community definitely helped me to open my eyes of both new and vintage what's out there. But in well, meeting you guys or meeting a lot of people since since I met you guys definitely help as well, right? But in majority, I'm so used to doing stuff that I can do alone
Yeah.
that I'll keep going, I guess.
Okay.
I might just be exposed to less brands
Yeah.
or less information on what's out there, what might be available.
Yeah.
But in that, I'll just keep going, I guess.
I mean, since I've been in Hong Kong, you've bought X amount of watches, X as in lots, right? Well, not a few. And I think you buy very quickly, very often. Is there a specific part of the watch buying process or watch collecting that you actually love the most? Is it the research gathering, or is it the actual?
I don't do a lot of research now, do I? As you know.
Yeah, I know. You do it after you bought it, which I find really strange.
Do you enjoy watching me and Dan unbox?
Yeah. I don't need to do that in box video, so I'm good. And especially, buying process. There's not much enjoyment, especially when you pay for the damn watch.
Okay, so you definitely don't enjoy that part.
Oh, who enjoys it? Tell me who enjoys it.
No, because the thing is,
Comment below.
the thing is like, I do think you really like that really short space of, it's not researching, but definitely not paying. That bit where you've told the person you want the watch, you're going to get the watch, and then you go and pick up the watch. And once you picked up the watch, it seems like it's not as interesting.
I know what you're saying. It's the anticipation of getting up to that day to pick it up.
Yeah.
It's like before a date, and then you're just waiting, and you're just texting this person, and then the date comes, and he's like, "Great."
Yeah. You have a lot. You sound like you have a lot of shit dates, man. You know what I'm talking about, Chester? Like, I feel like once you bring the piece back, I just don't feel that sense of it.
But he does have these moments like at night, super late at night, when he's just like winding the watches by himself. Right?
Yeah.
How often do you do that?
Well, now mainly for all my perpetuals. I keep them wound every other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know my watch collecting, right? So obviously you go online, like the usual channel on YouTube. You have your Bargain Jack, you have your Watch Rock Studio. We're not getting sponsored by them, by the way. What else? The Watch Advisor or whatnot. And anyway, whatever you can come in contact to you look at them, whether you like it or you don't like it. You get information, and then you read a little bit about them, and sooner or later I should stop saying you. I have a sort of hit list of watches that I want to get. I already know what I want to get.
Oh, so you already know what you want to get, and it's about acquiring those pieces.
Yeah, just whenever
as fast
it comes.
as possible, or what?
No, if it comes out, if I can afford it, I'll just pull the trigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, are you? My next question was: do you set limits on yourself in terms of budget, or only one piece a year? I know it's definitely not one piece a year. I should actually put like one piece a month, right? But do you actually put any limits, like financially, or types of watches, or or even like things coming in have to go out?
I look at my bank account, and definitely there's a limit, right?
Well, that's not really the way to do it, though, is it?
It's like, how many more watches can I buy before I start slipping under the bridge?
It's like I just gotta keep like 5,000 HKD just to survive.
No, that won't be enough. Well, obviously, my recent purchase that was over my not really over my limit that much before commission, obviously.
That doesn't really count, Chester. How can you say that before commission? Because commission is always included in the price.
I know it's always 25% short.
Yeah, it's like the biggest lie to yourself ever. That's marketing to yourself that you made the right decision.
That's why people don't go to auction. That's how you get burned. Well, not burned. You still be happy when you pick up the watch, but money gone.
So buying so frequently, do you think that you can appreciate the watches? No.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Right?
Why? On what instance would I not appreciate the watches?
Well,
except the moment
as
I
you
pay for
aggregate
it.
more, they actually have less risk time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but it's kind of like when you watch movies, right? And then many years later, you rewatch it. It's still a good memory. It brings back certain memories of the day you picked
Okay.
it up and everything.
Yeah.
But actually, well, that's a good point. If you keep watching movies,
Yeah.
you pick fault
Yeah.
in every scene, but
Okay.
you also know what's good about that particular movie.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize until recently. I watch movie. I'm like, wait, hold on, how they shot this scene and how the audio is done. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and all those. I guess that goes on with a watch as well. Like the more you kind of sure you don't need to buy it. You know, with more watch meet. Yeah, people come to a watch meet if we ever have one.
Friends.
Friends. Yeah, if friends and whoever brought up more watches keep looking at it, you've spent enough time with them, you definitely know what to look for a watch or what's wrong with I wouldn't say what's wrong, or what's not being done properly
Yeah.
on a watch.
I think since we've mentioned watch meets, right? When we have one, which is we will have one.
Yeah.
Right. It's just worth coming just to see his collection alone.
Yeah,
We won't bring all of it out,
seriously.
but just to connect with Chester, so that you know you'll get exposure to a lot of the watches
Bring a
that
loop.
A lot of weird shit.
that it's just too hard to see sometimes.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, definitely reach out if you guys are interested. So my last question
Yeah.
before we go on to the quickfire is, what have you got left that you want to get? What are you looking forward to? What have you got your eye on right now? I just want to make sure it doesn't like crash with me.
One does crash.
One does crash.
But then he was nice enough to offer to buy it for us. Oops.
what? No.
No.
I wasn't invited into the pack. You know, the 5004 pack.
You will lose.
How wish well, 38mm resonance, Rolls Royce.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely still iron is still available. I'm still thinking about it. Fuck me.
Is it keeping you up at night?
I can't get a hard on and jack off just because thinking of the watch, man.
Okay, so
It's giving me ED. That's how bad it is.
what's ED?
Erectile dysfunction.
I feel bad for asking for clarification now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can edit that part out if you want to. Well, definitely the first generation datograph, except for the platinum.
You actually really want that one?
What do you think?
No, it's just I don't really hear you going on
to get the
about
yellow
it.
gold one.
Because she already helped me to ask for it,
Yeah.
so whenever it comes. So it's either the rose gold or so-called, it's the
gold.
041 or 031, aka the Dufour graph.
Yeah.
Yeah, people stop buying the damn watch. Leave one to me.
Yeah. Leave check.
A very limited release, yellow gold, also first generation. This is 041, I believe. That's a
Yeah.
041, 043. Yeah.
Okay. So we're talking about data graph. We're talking about
The resonance,
The resonance.
FPGA,
Okay,
yeah.
very special pieces, I would say.
5004 Patek.
Yeah. For people that don't know what that is.
Go research it.
Okay.
Um,
5004 for everybody is a split second perpetual chrono.
it's the first for Patek.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Also, another artwork. And
That's
rose,
the 110,
rose
right?
gold 110.
Yeah.
And I was so honored to just see it last night. It's so hot. Felix and Martin, you guys did a great job on that piece. Also the 100, by the way. Love it. Oh, what else? I don't know. I might maybe in the future I might going back to something really vintage, like a vintage Datejust
Okay.
or Day-Date, or maybe like I wouldn't say Pussy Galore, but a vintage GMT. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. How about you, Lo?
5004.
Yeah, 5004 right now.
Oh, and there's another one coming. I don't know when I
there
will
is-
get it.
Yeah. Should we just not tell people?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Follow
Follow
my
the-
account.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask you after this podcast because you can't say that, and then I really want to know what you guys are talking about now.
Oh, what?
Hang on. We'll do it after the
It's like a piece unique.
It's not the PC. Oh no,
Oh my
not the
God, I
PC unique.
forget
It's the other
about
one.
that.
No, that's only an option. I'm just waiting
Yeah,
for a
but-
dial and a set of hands.
Are we talking about that?
Well, I'm thinking about that.
That was
I
what
can't
I
wait
was
for that
thinking.
one to
That
come
was
in.
what I was
Anyway.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, quick fire time.
Follow the
Yes.
account.
Okay. You ready, Chester?
As ready as I'll be, I guess.
Ultraman Speedmaster or Tintin Speedmaster?
Tintin.
Oh, very quick. Food or watches?
Food.
Your favorite watch KOL? You're not allowed to say Horror Loop.
Yeah.
I'm not saying him. Jesus, fuck.
That's not what you told us outside
Yeah.
of the podcast.
What the
Yeah.
hell? Suck Austin's deck? No. Favorite KOL? Haba. No, none.
Okay. Hong Kong, Singapore, or Vancouver?
Can I have a combination of Vancouver and Hong Kong?
No.
Smash them together.
So Singapore. Okay, what do you like about Hong Kong? What do you like about Vancouver? What do you not like about Singapore?
Singapore is too hot. Well, now that as we grew older, I kind of get used to it. The friend must have a bigger friends there. Hong Kong, convenience fee. Everything's
Okay.
so fucking convenient.
Yeah.
Vancouver is too chill, but as a watch lover, you might as well be in the middle of fucking Sahara Desert, man.
Why'd you say that?
You get Rolex, you get some. They don't even have AD anymore for AP. Patek, they have a bit of Patek, but that's about it.
Hang on. Where? Really?
Yeah, you have your Tag Heuer, you have your
If there's so
JF.
many rich Chinese out there, why are there none of these watch stores?
I don't know.
Hey, it's something for you to look into.
Vancouver have a fucked up mayor and a prick of a premier for the province. I will lynch those fucker myself.
Right, so Patek, AP, or Langer?
On what aspect?
Complete package.
I'm not doing this to get watches, but yeah, except for the price.
What's the issue with the price?
The second-hand market is shit. The first, the primary market is shit as well. It varies. I don't want to be sexist, but it's like a girl having fucking bipolar. Sometimes you're 100 positive, sometimes you're fucking 100 negative.
I will say that.
I'm sorry if
Chester
anything
has
you
been
don't like
drinking
me.
whiskey all the way
It's
through.
rum.
Oh, rum, sorry. Right. Lung Lung or Daniel?
I'll fuck you both.
Right. Cigars or cognac?
Dude.
That's apples and oranges.
Yeah.
No. You could. That's not good fire.
Okay.
Next.
Oh.
Is this oranges as well and apples?
No, it's
A
not.
Dose of Time or Cara Bennett?
Who the hell's Carl Bennett?
God. Okay. Waco or Ben Clymer?
Ban. Sorry, wait, but ban.
Okay. Superman or Batman?
Soup.
Oh, very quick there. If you were to give me one of your watches, which one would it be?
The finger.
No, come on, really? Oh, yeah, pick one. If you had to give me one of your watches, which would it be?
I can't really give you my sister's Patek. She haven't got it yet, but I think that will be one of the two that I'll give you that you really appreciate it. So the Dead of the Lumen.
Oh, okay. So you'd actually give me something I like.
Don't do that.
Well, yeah, if I'm going to give you a gift, it must be something you like. I'm not going to give you a dildo now, am I?
Okay. Right. Sexual tension. Right. Anyway, that concludes the quickfire and subsequently the whole interview. Thank you very much for spending time with us for these, well, quite a hefty time. I think over close to 2 hours, right? One digging deep into your childhood, and this one, sharing your passion for watches. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
It's time for us to go for dinner.
Yeah, dinner time.
Okay, we will see you guys on the next one. Thank you for tuning in to the Waiting List podcast. Hit the subscribe button, and the next episode will come straight to your phone as soon as it's ready. Whilst I'm here, please remember to leave a nice review and follow us on Instagram at the Waiting List podcast.